Let's be honest, when you look past the fantastic art style, the great score, and the cute animals, what are we left with? The inevitable consequence of our actions. It's no secret that climate change is going to fuck us over. Personally, I'm very worried about heat. I'm more worried about heat than I am about water, because heat has been increasing year over year worldwide. A lot of our infrastructure depends on artificial cooling through HVAC systems to help people stay at the ideal temperature range for humans, which is about 98 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't need to watch Strong Towns to see that our car-centric society is standing in direct opposition to allowing nature to integrate into our day-to-day environment in such a way that allows for natural cooling through green spaces. The leading cause of weather-related death in America is heat, not water. But heat is extremely difficult to visualize. Not every scene can be in a desert with an orange filter and a honked call in the distance. Heat is the gray mass of concrete that surrounds us everywhere. Heat is families burning alive in apartments because they can't afford to keep the AC on 24/7. Heat is the elderly, middle-aged, young adults, teenagers, kids, and babies drowning in their own sweat, closing their eyes and never opening them again. And yes, heat is animals panting and dying slow deaths as their fur retains the heat and cooks them alive. Don't get me wrong, water is absolutely an issue that is going to ruin our way of life, and many homes are going to succumb to the waves, but the heat will kill you first. If you don't live in a part of the world that regularly gets snow, I highly recommend that you read the 2023 book by Jeff Goodell. If you don't get it already, my introduction to this video was a lie. I actually love Flow, and I thought it was an amazing movie. It won Best Animated Film at the Golden Globes. It absolutely deserved to win Best Feature Writing and Independent Feature at the Annie Awards. And it's amazing that a movie with no dialogue is up for grabs to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, especially when it's going against titans like Disney and DreamWorks. The only thing I hated about Flow was how it made me feel. The journey of these animals made me, like everyone else, see a reflection of humanity. Cat's desire to stay where he's most comfortable and only leaving when he has no choice. Dog's loyalty to her old friends despite their brash nature and lack of respect for her new friends. Bird's acquiescence to authority, superseded by her sense of right and wrong, followed by the inevitable consequences of following through on that value. Lemur trying desperately to save things important to him, yet failing to, and choosing instead to find importance in others. Capybara's simple mission to help others make it through this disaster despite their differences. Lemur needing to hold on to all his stuff really hurt, because how do you decide what is worth saving? When the world ends, do you reject sentimental value? And if you don't, how do you rank that value? During any crisis, you have to decide what is more important to take with you. Do you take your passports, credit cards, identification cards, so that you have some method of supporting yourself and getting help from your government or local community? Or do you reach for the last image of your dead mother? The letter your grandfather wrote you? A trinket that brought you joy in the depths of your depression? A book that brought you comfort when life offered none? No matter what happens during the crisis, a lot will be lost. Lives, art, culture, dreams of a future. These are not meaningless things, and Lemur is right to hold on to them, even if they see like noisy trinkets to everyone else. But when push comes to shove, what is most important? Your life or your stuff? The dog pack has clear loyalty to one another. They were not good friends to our group throughout the movie, whether we're talking about hunting Cat, stealing Cat's fish, knocking over Lemur's stuff, or leaving Capybara to die. I felt that Bird saw through them immediately, knowing that they are loyal only to themselves and to their instincts, and she was pissed off that everyone pushed her to save them. But was she right to be so ambivalent about their potential deaths? Should some people be left to die just because they're inconvenient to us? We don't know the story behind this pack of dogs. All we know is that Dog was with them at the beginning of the movie, and at the end of the movie she found a new pack. We don't know how this pack of dogs met each other, what kind of trials they went through, how they were struggling. Yes, they are easily distracted and very impulsive, but Does that make their lives any less valuable than everyone else's? In a climate crisis, how will we decide who to save and who to leave behind? What inconveniences about us will people on the boat say no to? Will the people on the boat be as kind as Capybara, or will they see right through us like Bird, make a calculation, and turn us away on the basis of us coming up short? Watching Flow made me pessimistic about the climate crisis and how humanity is likely to act. We currently make so much food that we throw most of it away while many starve. We currently generate so much wealth that we hoard it while many wallow in poverty. We currently find new ways to drown ourselves in content to the point where it's difficult to think and stay focused for longer than a few minutes, despite repeated evidence showing that this makes us miserable and us wanting to stop. I see no reason to expect the level of camaraderie depicted in Flow to be reflected in humanity during a moment of crisis as existential as water swallowing the world. It's so much easier for humans to see the negative and choose the negative than it is to see and choose the positive. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Let's be honest, we all know that if you want engagement on YouTube, you have to be negative, so here I am. And, it doesn't take much for animals to be satisfied with life. All they need to know is that they have food, water, a place to sleep, no one's trying to hurt them, and occasionally they can have a little bit of fun. Humans are unable to just do that. We have to find issues with everybody, whether they have the wrong sex, the wrong color, the wrong sexuality, the wrong ideas. We will find something different, latch onto it, and use that as justification to make our own lives worse in an attempt to make their lives terrible. It doesn't matter whether we live in abundance or are in the middle of a great flood. As much as I love Flow, that's what I came away with. But hey, this is a pessimistic take, and I know it's a pessimistic take. Maybe you came out of this with a more positive perspective, or maybe you just have a completely different opinion on Flow and my analysis. I would like to read your thoughts in the comments below, but until then, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, share, subscribe, follow me on Blue Sky. If there are any other great movies with cool stories that you want me to check out, definitely let me know. I'm always looking for suggestions. Okay, bye!